reset, to reorient. You're coming out of winter, out of the cold months, and now the sun is shining, the birds are out singing, and things are coming back to life. For as long as I can remember, fall has been my favorite month, but there is definitely something about spring that has my heart and might even be slowly becoming my favorite season. And May in particular is just a wonderful month. It is usually getting warmer here where I live in Ontario. You might still have the odd rain shower, but overall it is getting warmer and it definitely is feeling like spring outside. The sun has a way of just invigorating life and this desire to get things done, to clean, to be productive. And I want to share with you some intentions that I have set for myself for the month of May. This is something that I do every month. I try to every month. And I really enjoy it because it's a way to reflect a bit on the previous month, look ahead to the coming month, and think about some intentions, some goals, aspirations even, or habits that I want to set into place and focus on for that month. I would love to know if setting intentions like this is something that you do. If you have some for May, I would love to hear them in the comments. I have set 4 for this month, and I thought it would be fun to put together this video just to share them with you. Hopefully it's inspiring or encouraging for you if you are making your own intentions, or maybe this gives you the idea to start doing it. It's a practice that I've really been enjoying, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you will stick around. So for my May intentions, the first one I have was a no-brainer for me. It is to be outside as much as possible. Last spring and summer, I was pregnant, and being outside was the last thing that I wanted to do. It was warm, it was humid. I just longed to be in air conditioning with ice water. That was my constant. And so this year I am really feeling the urge to be outside, and especially with having Danny now, I want him to be outside soaking up that vitamin D. I can just see when he is fussy, or if we're just having maybe a rougher day, if we just go outside, go for a walk, it just dramatically changes our moods, what's going on. It helps me to just sort of have time to think and pray and just sort of reset my day. And for him, just being outside, being in the fresh air, I think it stimulates him, it gets him just happy, and it's really quite amazing how God designed nature, the sunlight, the fresh air, the blue sky, the breeze. Like, it is just life-giving to us. And so I want to be outside as much as possible. Through setting these intentions, they are more big picture, and so I like to also think up some ways that I can practically implement them. So for this one, for being outside, something that I want to do is go on picnics. I want to go on walks. I want to make it super simple to just pack up some snacks, pack up some books or some toys for Danny, and just walk down to a park or even drive to a park. Set aside time on the weekends to go do things outside as a family, to go on hikes, to invite friends to go on hikes, to have barbecues outside. There's really so many ways that you can do this, that I want to implement this thought of being outside a lot more. And I think it also just looks like taking whatever you're doing and doing it outside. So if I'm reading, I'll go read outside. If I'm painting, even working on my artwork, I will take those things outside. Those are some of the most wonderful times, when I'm painting outside. If we're having dinner, we'll go eat outside, and you get the idea. So I want to have this mindset of just being outside as much as possible. Kind of piggybacking off of this one is my second intention, which is maybe more of a goal, but it is to start a garden. And these two do kind of coincide, because with starting a garden, obviously that is outside, so that will naturally bring me outside. I have never gardened before. I don't think I've ever planted anything. And so this is a really exciting but also a bit daunting task that I am taking on this spring. But I am planning to plant this month in May, and so I'm very, very excited. We're gonna start out small. I shared a little bit of my plans in my spring inspiration video, but I'm gonna plant some veggies, hopefully some flowers, to have fresh cut flowers. And yeah, it's a project that Silas and I are planning to do a bit together. He's gonna help me build my standing garden beds and just kind of work on that together, which I think will be a really fun project to tackle together. We love to do those sorts of DIY, creative, but also like productive projects together. And hopefully we will have some fresh tomatoes, peppers, jalapenos I want to plant, as well as herbs. And I'm really excited about that. I will be probably sharing more videos about the process and kind of sharing as I learn. My third intention is to wake up earlier. I am more of a morning person. I do enjoy getting up early. Like I love to be the first one awake. Definitely enjoy getting up before Danny. That's something specifically why I want to be up earlier, is just to make sure that I have time before he wakes up. I know that's not for everybody. Not everybody is a morning person or even wants that. That's fine. But for me, I really want that alone time. I am a bit more on the introverted side and just really want that quiet time. Drink my coffee to watch the sun come up, and like the light filling the house is just one of the coolest moments of the day, I think, just as the house starts to get brighter and wakes up. Spending time with Silas, he definitely gets up early as well, so we like to chat in the mornings and just start our day together. Spending time in the Word with the Lord and just praying and just sort of honestly just waking up before I sort of start my mom duty around 7 o'clock. So I would love to get up at 5 every morning. I have, like, previously the last couple weeks, I have set my alarm that early a few days. Sometimes I've gotten up that early. Most of the time I haven't. We typically get up around 6:30. But I really want to be consistent and start getting up quite early. Now, I will say that that is because this is the season that I'm in. My baby is sleeping through the night. He is a great sleeper. I'm so thankful for that. And so I do feel rested. I definitely feel like I'm in a place where I can afford to get up early. If you're a new mom or if you're in the newborn stage, that is probably not a reality for you, and that's fine too. And I will say, I really actually enjoyed that season when I had a newborn. Just like the slower pace, just the almost carefree feeling of just, it's just a special time because you just have had this baby and you're figuring everything out, and it's really wonderful. I found it really wonderful to just be able to sleep in and not feel guilty, not feel like I was doing something wrong or like I had to get up and get back into things. So if you are a new mom, my encouragement to you is to just take advantage of that time, because it's almost like you just have this freedom to rest, to recover, and there's something really, really special about that. You're waking up in the night most likely, and you're giving so much time and energy to this new life that it is very, very exhausting. And even on top of that, you don't really have a routine yet. I certainly didn't in those first few months. It was just sort of learning as we're going and just figuring things out. And so there's a time to rest. There is a season, a time for everything. And so that's my encouragement to you, is just to take advantage of that time. But for me, being on the other side of that, I want to be getting up early. So that's something that I will be actively pursuing in the month of May. All right, my last intention for this month is something a bit more of a heart issue, I guess. It is to not be overwhelmed. And that's a big statement, and obviously it's not as simple as that. But I've just sensed this feeling of just being overwhelmed, and I've been doing reflecting and talking to my husband and like, why am I feeling so overwhelmed? And there's been a few resources that have been really helpful in a couple of different podcasts and even books that I've been reading, or just sort of things that keep coming up in conversations, and kind of to help my thoughts and figure out, okay, why am I being overwhelmed and what can I do about it? And I think for me, what's been going on recently is I've been feeling really overwhelmed in all of the responsibilities that I have, specifically in the home and with Danny. And I think just now that we have been in a routine for quite a while and just sort of taking on life as it comes, it feels like it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. You know, being a homemaker, being a mom, taking care of my family and my home and cooking meals and cleaning and doing the laundry. And I think oftentimes growing up, we don't think about that because we have our moms who do that. And even if we have responsibilities growing up, it's not like, you know, you're not adulting. And I've just been feeling like it never ends. And I've just been learning that homemaking is not easy. It's not a one-step process for me, and I think for most of us, we were students, we wrote papers, we got a grade. There was a system really for me, and I think a lot of us, always of doing a task, getting rewarded, getting compensated. And then with being at home, it's you are your own boss, and if I don't want to do the laundry today, nobody's forcing me to, and really nobody is gonna be really upset if I don't, and maybe won't have any clean clothes, but you know, we can make it work. So if I want to do the laundry tomorrow, I can do that. If I want to make this for dinner today, I can do that. If I want to go to the store and get other ingredients for something different for dinner, I can do that. And it is almost like all the freedom is wonderful and a gift, but it's also very overwhelming. And I was listening to a podcast recently that specifically spoke to this. It was like they were talking to me. It was actually crazy. And what these two moms were saying on this podcast was to limit your to-do list. And that really stood out to me because I'm a list maker. I love to be productive. I love to get things done. And I will write these to-do lists like they're so unrealistic. And for some reason I expect me to get it all done. And of course I don't. And then at the end of the day, I'm overwhelmed. I'm feeling defeated because I didn't get everything done that was on my list. So what they were saying was to pick 3 things. And I heard that, I was like, 3 things, that's it? Like, that's not very much. But the more I've thought about it, I'm like, yes, that makes so much sense. And I have started doing this a bit, and I want to continue it into the month of May because it's just sort of freed up my mind. So by having just 3 things, for example, it could be, for myself, it could be filming a video, it could be going out and doing errands or grocery shopping, or even getting together with a friend. Like, I'm kind of thinking of it as things that take up a significant chunk of time. I'm not really putting things on there like the dishes, like tidying up the kitchen, making my bed, tidying up, those sorts of things. Those just get done throughout the day. Those are more like habits. And so I have established some good habits like making my bed in the morning and closing the kitchen at night. Those things become habits because, one, I want to do them. It feels great when I get those things done. And then typically those are smaller things that I just kind of do throughout the day. But for my 3 things, those are more bigger picture paintings that I'm working on. Anyways, so I've started this and I want to continue just writing down 3 things. For me, it's really nice to think of it as during my son Danny's first nap, during his wake time in between his naps, and then during his second naps. So for his first nap, I might be filming a video, or I might be working on an art project or getting ready for some sort of sale. During that wake time, we might go out and do errands or go get our grocery pickup. And then during the second nap, I might be doing something else, like even a cleaning project or something that requires more time. And then that way, at the end of the day, it's very realistic. If I've got those things done, then that's pretty good. And I think having priorities is really helpful with this too. Obviously, when I'm here at home, my first priority is Danny. So if he's having a hard time, or he's being fussy, or he's hungry, or you know, something is off in his world, then I will deal with that first before I go continue this project, or I will stop doing the dishes to go tend to his needs because he is my priority. And same thing when my husband is home, he's my priority. And so that's been a really, really helpful way to think about it. And I found, and I hope to continue, so that I'm not feeling overwhelmed by all these things that I'm not doing. And if you're anything like me, you just have all these things, like just, oh, so many tasks and so many things to get done. And something else that I've heard is just to brain dump that, just write it all down, and then figure out what's actually necessary. And I feel better just talking about it. It's really, really helped with not feeling so overwhelmed. So I hope that this is encouraging for you. I hope you have enjoyed hearing my intentions. Again, I would love to hear some of yours. Let me know also if you did enjoy this video. I would totally be open to doing more. I don't know if it's something that I'll do every month, but it's definitely kind of fun to chat about. So let me know. I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.